Welcome back, trainers, and with Pokemon Let's Go's newest trailer revealing that there will be Mega Evolutions in there, we're going to be talking about that just a little bit. Now, Pokemon Let's Go is going to be Gen 1, including some Alolan Pokemon. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, what is a Mega Evolution? We'll get into that in just a second if you're new to all of this. So there's going to be 15 total Mega Evolutions for Gen 1, which we're going to only cover because, well, Pokemon Let's Go is going to be just the Kanto region, including some Alolan Pokemon, oddly enough. And one of the main reasons why I'm covering this in the first place is because Pokemon Let's Go is going to be a tie-in to Pokemon Go. And what have we seen already as a promotion for Pokemon Let's Go and Pokemon Go together? That is going to be the Alolan region Pokemon for the Kanto region. So it's safe to assume we're going to be getting Mega Evolutions as well. But the thing is, when are we going to see them? Around the time Pokemon Let's Go is released, or is it going to be farther down the line? Because Alolan Pokemon were not released until Gen 6, so keep that in mind. Now, what is a Mega Evolution specifically? If you're new to all this, well, some specific Pokemon have these stones enabling them to change. Not every single one in the game does, but very specific type. And as you go into battle in the main series games, you will be able to choose whether or not you want to change into the Mega Evolution. Now, say all of your Pokemon are holding onto a Mega Evolution stone for their specific type, they can all become a Mega Evolution, but only one Pokemon per battle can change into a Mega. That's just the way it is, even if they're all holding on to the items. Now, as far as Pokemon Go, are they going to be able to change in the battle? Are you going to be able to change them outside of the battle? Are they going to stay Mega Evolutions? There's many questions to ask, but we will go over a few of them, not all of them, because this is just a fun video to talk about Mega Evolutions at the moment. Seeing that, we do have the Alolan Pokemon, and with all of this hype between Pokemon Let's Go and Pokemon Go, how much they're going to be interacting with each other. So I figured I'd cover the Gen 1 Mega Evolution. So let's go. Okay, so we are over here on the Go Hub, and now we're only going to focus on Gen 1 Mega Evolutions because that is the focus on Pokemon Let's Go as well. And there's about 15 of them, including 2 split evolutions from Charizard and Mewtwo, being Mewtwo Y and Mewtwo X Megas, and then Charizard X and Charizard Y. Charizard X being a dragon and fire type, which is pretty nice considering that dragon pickup there, making it not super weak to water types. I personally use Charizard Y because it brings out the sun and makes your fire types much stronger and able to resist water types just that little bit better. Also helping coordinate with other Pokemon within my team. But that's a completely different strategy, and some of you who do not play the main series games are like, what are you even talking about? So we're just going to go over the Gen 1s here. Don't focus on anything else. And the CPs that you're going to see, do not expect that to come to Pokemon Go. I mean, they could, but it seems highly unlikely. Also, I'm not going to go over all of their stats because all of that is going to probably be subject to change as well. Because as you can see, the Mewtwo Y is just an extreme powerhouse. That thing is a monster. Almost 7,000 CP. You're gonna probably be able to solo level 4 raids with Mega Evolutions. Now, this is just me hypothetically thinking here. It's not an actual fact. They could just completely take a drop in CP after they get nerfed. So just keep all that in mind. I'm not going to put up the CP saying, that's what it's going to be, guys. Oh my gosh, Mega Mewtwo Y is going to be crazy. We're going to be able to have almost 7,000 CP Pokemon. So that's not the case. So it is going to be extremely strong, though, as you can see. Wow, it's going to be a glass cannon, but at the same time, well, I mean, not quite a glass cannon, but it's going to be a powerhouse of a psychic type Pokemon. So there you have Mega Mewtwo Y, just a monster. Now let's go on to a Mega Mewtwo X, which is going to be picking up the fighting type. Really nice, going to be surpassing every fighting type within the game, obviously, aside from other Mega Evolutions that are already fighting types. Okay, so keep that in mind. It's sitting at 6,168 CP currently, and it's going to be just amazing. As far as how many you're going to be able to make at a time, how many candies, because it can be an outrageous amount, which I'm hoping for, so people can't just stack them up. And if you do evolve one Mega Evolution Pokemon, I'm also hoping that you cannot make another one, so you're going to have to make your choice wisely. After that, it's done. But who knows what's going to happen. And then we have Mega Gyarados, which is a pretty cool one. Is going to be water and dark type. So it is losing the flying type. It's not going to be super weak to electric types anymore, but it is also going to be weak to fighting types and bug as well. So take note of that, Mega Gyarados. Now, when I first started playing, I was out of Pokemon for a while, and then I got back into it, and then I started doing other things, and I was playing competitively, stopped for another several months, and then these Mega Evolutions came out. I was like, are you kidding me? I have to learn all these different mechanics all over again. So if all of this is kind of a little bit too much for you, you're kind of new to the whole scene of Pokemon, don't get overwhelmed, okay? You'll learn it over time. Mega Evolutions, it's just going to be another part of the game. Now we have Mega Charizard Y, fire and flying type. Man, oh man, do I enjoy this. It helped me sweep so many Pokemon and people in tournaments. I wouldn't really even call them tournaments so much, because I wasn't using the Mega Charizard Y back in the tournament days. I was using it when I was going to do like meetups, and people locally would have they would be gym leaders, and then we'd have an Elite Four, which was amazing. You guys were so cool. If you're watching me and you used to do that back in the day, I really appreciated that. That was so much fun. So anyways, I'd go and we'd do double battles, and it was such a good Pokemon. I really loved Charizard Y. So then we have Mega Alakazam, keeping the pure Psychic type. It's going to be a cool one. The design is pretty neat. It's like this, floating thing with a bunch of spoons. And it's Mega Alakazam. Should be a crazy good Pokemon to be in Pokemon Go. Now, sorry to not focus too much on that, but let's go over to Mega Gengar, keeping its typing as Ghost and Poison. It is going to be extremely fast and strong. It is going to shatter like a glass cannon, and you know what it is, but I have plenty of those Gengars ready to go. Now, if they do evolve and keep that Mega Evolution, it's going to be kind of unlikely, but if you have Shadow Claw Gengars, I recommend that you do prepare other Pokemon that have legacy moves to become Megas. Now, don't over prepare or anything like that, because like I said, they probably are going to evolve into Megas and then maybe evolve back. But knowing Pokemon Go, who knows how they're going to introduce these, and if we're even going to see them anytime soon. Then we have Mega Pinsir. It is going to stay bug and flying type. Well, it's picking up the flying type actually, and it's just going to be a great bug type. As far as weaknesses, going to be pretty weak to rock, but it looks kind of cool. A little scary, right? Crazy bug thing. All right, so Mega Aerodactyl, pretty good. And then we have Mega Slowbro, which is going to be a fairly tanky Pokemon. I remember going up against this a few times for the first time in the main series games online, and it was pretty interesting. I was like, okay, Mega Slowbro, huh? All right, and hit it real hard with my Solar Beam. Do believe that was my Exeggutor, and I'm pretty sure it took the hit, and I was really surprised. So this thing is pretty defensive. It's going to be a funny looking Pokemon. The shell kind of just overtakes its whole body. It's kind of a silly looking design and sitting inside of that shell there. But hey, all right, then on to Mega Kangaskhan. This one is, to say the least, in the main series games, broken. And I found it that it wasn't used by lazy trainers. It was just used by people who thought they were going to always ensure themselves a win. It had kind of a broken moveset, because you can see its baby there. What happens when Mega Kangaskhan changes into that form is it attacks. Not only is its attack boosted, but then its little baby attacks too. So everything it does has a double hit effect. It's not going to be doing 2 times the damage. It's going to be doing a massive amount for the first hit, and then the second hit by the baby followed right up behind it is going to be doing a good amount of damage, but not as much as the first hit. So I wonder if that's going to actually be implemented in Pokemon Go, because if it does, Mega Kangaskhan is going to be something you're definitely going to want. Mega Kangaskhan is going to be interesting to say the least, because of that baby doing that extra damage. So I could see it possibly being where you do your charge move and then follow it up Immediately right behind that is going to be like a 25% of what you just did. Attack, we'll see how that works. Extremely strong there. So Mega Kangaskhan is something you're going to want. So if you don't have that regional yet, maybe you want to trade around for it. Like I said, don't get too hyped about this. Just giving you a little advice from the future here. So then we have Mega Blasto is keeping the water type there. Always a strong powerhouse, highly defensive, and it's going to be a lot more useful than what it currently is at the moment. So as far as the community day moves or some of these megas who have special moves and you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm just going to be losing my moves. Should I even do this? At that point, it's not even a thought if you should. You definitely should, but that's a good question to ask. I personally think they're going to be able to evolve back. But of course, Mega Charizard X, it is going to be picking up the Dragon type, making it not weak to water. Now, that is a fantastic type. I didn't personally use this, but I've seen a lot of people use it online. And what they technically like to do was Dragon Dance, which raised their speed and attack, and then go for those dragon moves or whatever else they had lying in wait. So Charizard X is going to be a cool Pokemon. Not only does it have good stats and typing, but it looks awesome as well. And then we have Mega Venusaur, a grass and poison type. Extremely defensive once again for this one. Can take those Fire Blast overheats, even from a fire type. It's just a monster. Like my Charizard Y would go up against it, I would do Fire Blast in the sun, and the thing would still survive. Like, are you kidding me? Like, just burn Venusaur. And then you have Mega Pidgeot, which looks amazing. I'm not gonna lie. If you have a bunch of Pidgey candies, you should be excited for this one. You have your Mega Pidgeot. Extremely fast. Finally, we have Mega Beedrill. This thing is super busted in the main series games, and what I mean by that is extremely strong and just OP all around. Always thought it should be a bug and steel type, kind of like Caesar, and extremely weak to fire, but still does what it needs to do. So there you have all 15 Mega Evolutions trainers. Just a little heads up, like I said, do not go off of the CP you're seeing here, because how in the world do you get a Mega Mewtwo Y with almost 7,000 CP in Pokemon Go? Talk about extremely broken. There's no way. I think they'll get nerfed. So I hope that sheds some light on the Mega Evolutions for Gen 1 for you all. I know it was very basic, and that's how I wanted to keep it, because there is no need to go too in depth about these things, considering their stats can be completely rechanged and revamped. So there's no need to go over all that, because then later on in the future, oh, well, their CP got cut by like 25% and their attack stat and everything else, right? Because at the moment they are currently way too strong to be in Pokemon Go. They're going to have to nerf them somehow. So with that said, trainers, we'll be coming up with more theories on how these can be introduced into Pokemon Go. But for now, I'm going to say I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.